colorful. Oh, it's dripping everywhere. Okay, anyways, today I am cooking a Filipino dish called Pinakbet, which really comprises a lot of mostly vegetables and then pork. So you have garlic, onion, tomato,
bitter melon, eggplant, squash, and okra and green beans.
I'm using pork belly for this recipe because you want a piece of pork that definitely has some fat in it. You do need shrimp paste, also known as bagoong in Tagalog, to kind of add that salty umami taste. Okay, so time to cook now. My mom gave me one nonstick pan. Actually, she gave me all my pans. Turn on the stove. Saute garlic. I'm gonna just add the onions. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. So I'm going to fry it until the onions are soft, and then I'm gonna add the pork. So what's weird is I've cooked pinakbet before, but I don't remember adding this much water to it at all. So I don't know, I hope this recipe works. It's not really a dish with a lot of broth, but maybe it'll just help all of the pork cook better. It is like really bubbling, so I've turned it down a little bit.
Add the tomatoes.
It's said to add the squash first and let it cook for 7 minutes. I think it tells you to put the squash first because it takes longest to cook compared to the other vegetables. This is still a lot of broth though, so I'll keep cooking it. Okay, so I think I actually made a mistake because I feel like it would taste much better if it was like crispy pork. So I'm gonna try to pick that out and see how that goes. If I should fry it until it's like a little bit more crispy and then add it back in there. I'm guessing it said, it didn't say to add any more salt because the shrimp paste, I'm gonna sprinkle some pepper on here. So I'm gonna stir the meat. It is super colorful. So I actually learned when I was watching this cooking show from a chef that basically you don't have to ever cook anything all the way through because it's gonna continue to cook even after you turn off the stove. So I should have really turned that off a while back. I am going to taste my cooking. So far so good. Pork belly's good. Try the okra. Okra is definitely cooked. And my squash is definitely mushy, so probably overdid that. And then I'm gonna try my green beans. Still crispy, so not overcooked yet. And then I'm going to try bitter melon. Pretty good. So this Filipino dish is usually served over rice. This definitely came out really good. I highly recommend. So things I would modify if I were to make this recipe again I would boil the pork belly separately in a different pot of water to soften it, and then I would fry it to make it crispier, or bake it in the oven so that it's a little bit less of a cleanup. And then after adding all of the ingredients to the pot, I would then add the pork belly into it. Now, if you are concerned that not boiling the pork in the broth might take away some of the flavor, I think the Knorr chicken cube would add enough flavor to the broth, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. And also, I think the amount of water in the recipe was just right. I know that I was worrying about how it had way too much broth, but as you can see in the end, the broth did evaporate and a lot of the vegetables soaked it all up. So that came out just fine. And overall, I think the recipe was pretty good. If you have any questions about this recipe or just in general about cooking this, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.